Severed is here, coming back with part 12 of What If Deku Made His Own Omnitrix. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has gone into the sport festival and he was going to fight against himself, but before he managed to do anything, O'Neil from the other world, from the world that he is and Izuku himself was in, has come in front of him and start fighting against him. In the end, Izuku using a couple of new transformations that, of course, none other than the great scientist himself and the bright mind of the galaxy, Azimuth himself, gave him. In the end, Izuku was being forced to leave O'Neil and go to save someone, and after just jumping out of the arena, he meet up with, of course, the other most dangerous student in Class 1A, Todoroki, as Todoroki using his flames throwing a punch on Izuku's head, making his watch go into the, the yellow mode, and his watch, just turn him back into human, and after that, Azimuth just teleporting Izuku back into his hideout, while the other heroes are dealing with the inner demons, and Izuku, the other one, or Mr. Negative, has already run away with his team. As now we continue, don't forget like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. As right now, Izuku waking up in the morning after coming out of the hideout of Azimuth, as Izuku said, "Azimuth, where are you? Are you here? Oh, Midoriya, good morning. Come, we need to go into UA," as Izuku said, "UA? But you know what? I know. But don't worry, you're not their enemies. Their enemies is the one that is Izuku from this world, but you're not their enemies. So, you know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I think having All Might and a couple of heroes by our side will be much more useful for us to defeat O'Neil and get out of this world. Alright," as Izuku said, alright. And after that, Izuku just going with Azimuth after going through one of the portals that the teleportation device of Azimuth has made, teleporting him into, of course, UA, as Izuku right now sitting on just a chair by the side of Azimuth, and in front of him is All Might, Racerhead, and the other teachers, including, of course, none other than the head of UA, Principal Nezu. As Principal Nezu said, "Well, Izuku, it's nice to meet you. I know what Azimuth told me, and I know your story. Both of you were from another world. Anyways, I just want to tell you that you doesn't have to be worried about anything. You tried to help us, and it's a good thing, but we will gonna make sure that you are under the radar. No one will gonna ever know that you are existed. Only the people that inside this room, alright?" Alright, Principal Nezu. "So, what's our plan?" as Principal Nezu said, "Well, we are, right now the heroes are searching for O'Neil, the one from this world, because he being missed from a long time right now. I don't know what he's doing in this, he wasn't in the sport festival, so I'm really worried about him," as Izuku thinking a little bit, and after that he remembers something as he said, "Wait a second, what did Professor Paradox said? He said something about the sport festival, and after that he told me that my other self will gonna go into, come on, yes, the prison," as Izuku said, "The prison. There's a prison that have a lot of inner demons inside of them. Do you know where that prison is?" as Principal Nezu said, "How did you know about that prison? It's supposed to be, I don't ask me how, but we need to go there. My other self will gonna attack it in the night. I'm sure of it," as, of course, a Principal Nezu looking at Azimuth just telling him, "Do whatever the kid is saying, alright?" as Principal Nezu said, "Alright. Well, tonight, the heroes and you also, Izuku, will gonna go into the prison to defeat it, defend it. Alright?" as Izuku said, "Alright. By this time, I wish from you and Mr. Azimuth to just lay low in one of the rooms in UA, alright? As Izuku nods his head, and after that, Aizawa just taking Izuku and Azimuth into a room to just lay down a little bit. As Izuku just sitting in front of Azimuth, as Azimuth said, "So, how's your life, kid?" As Izuku said, it's good. It's very good." As Izuku said, "So, how did you manage to create the omnitrix?" "It's nothing from your business, kid. You need to remember our deal. When everything will gonna done, I am will gonna take back that." As Izuku said, "I know, and I'm really understand that, but it's just that I quite wondering, how does it feel to be a hero? How does Ben feel when he transformed? What does Ben did in his own omnitrix? Is he really the hero that he always telling me he is? And am I really the one that did the attack of that big creature in the city of Japan? Tell me, please." As Azimuth said, "Well, first of all, yes, you are the one that did it. It looks like that the Parametrix, after taking some DNAs from the real deal, the Ultimatrix, it has been affecting it, and your body couldn't handle all that DNA just going right through it at one time. So, the Parametrix transformed you into the most biggest creature that could be inside the DNAs. And after that, because of that, you just lost your mind for a couple of minutes or hours. Well, you doesn't have to worry about this after I take it from you." As Izuku said, "Yeah, you're right, but can you really tell me? It must be really great to be like Ben. How did he manage to get your trust? I mean, I really wish that I could be as heroic and strong as he is, always saving who is in front of me and trying to help who is in front of me, even if they are not a hero or not a civilian. He was trying to help me while I was just trying to kill him. What a stupid idiot I am. You know, all what I wanted to be is just a hero that can save people with a smile on his face, but things didn't go as planned. I born quirkless, and I know your story, doesn't have to tell it to me. You're annoying so much. Anyways, just eat your food." As Izuku starts eating some food that, of course, the people get to him, or some teachers just gave him. As after that, Izuku just talking with Azimuth for a couple of minutes, Azimuth just ignoring him without any other kind of answer to him and to his questions. As in the end, Izuku got on a car with All Might and other heroes, and after that they got into the prison. As Izuku standing in front of the prison waiting for, of course, his other self, as All Might said, "Are you sure about this, young Midoriya?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, I'm sure of it, 100%. And after that, they wait for a couple of minutes, as suddenly the electricity of the prison suddenly goes off, as All Might said, "Well, looks like that you are right." And after that, Izuku immediately see in front of him someone jumping down looking like this, as immediately after that the guy suddenly increasing his size into the size of a truck and becoming even more stronger, as all of a sudden more inner demons start coming in at everyone here. As All Might said, "Alright everyone, you take the inner demons and I'm gonna take Ben." As Izuku said, alright. As after that, Izuku was about to go and help All Might, but before he managed to do anything, he immediately being meet up with a kick into his face, throwing him away. As after that, Izuku transformed in the middle of the way, immediately transforming into metal. As after that, Izuku standing up and said, "Who's that?" As he looked in front of him, he only see Shinra, the devil footprints. As after that, Shinra said, "Oh boy, metal? Great, I'm gonna have so much fun melting you down into crisp." As after that, Shinra going at Izuku, throwing a punch on his side, Izuku making a shield, but the force of Shinra kick throwing him away into one of the walls of the prison. As Shinra starts walking calmly towards Izuku, saying, You know how many times I was imagining myself beating the living shit out of my boss? Oh, you man, you really are making my dreams come true. As he immediately jumped into the air and going to throw a kick at Izuku, but Izuku immediately after that, he just jumped into the left and creating like a sword in his arm. And immediately go to slash Shinra. Shinra dodging into the left and throwing a kick into Izuku's face. Izuku this time not feeling it and ignoring the kick immediately, using his right arm throwing a punch into the guts of Shinra, throwing him up in the air. After that, creating like a chains with his left after de-transforming his hand from being a sword, throwing the chains on Shinra and immediately wrap it around his leg as he smashed him into the ground. And after that, he just jumped into the air and creating like a big, turning his whole body into a big ball of metal, going at Shinra. Shinra seeing this, he immediately jumped into the sky and immediately holding his leg and throwing a kick on Izuku. As the Shinra start increasing the flames, and Izuku's body start to melt as he immediately de-transform his body from being a ball and just fall on the ground. Izuku after that feeling a loss of heat in his body, he said, "Damn it, this is so much heat, but I think I have the right transformation to this." And after that, Izuku being covered by a black substance and immediately changed into kryptonite. As after that, Shinra seeing in front of him this weird looking creature with the two big crystals on both of his arms, as Shinra said, "Oh, what is this now? Some sort of crystal guy? Anyways, I'm gonna just destroy you anyway." And after that, Shinra just throwing a kick on Izuku with a massive amount of heat as kryptonite body just absorb it all. And after that he said, "Now let's see how you're gonna take this," as he using his right arm throwing a red beam of laser on Shinra body, throwing him away, smashing him into a wall, as Shinra immediately being knocked off by this attack. And after that, All Might was holding down Ben. Izuku start hearing a voice from inside the prison. He decided to go there after de-transforming into a human, as he started running in and said, "Who's asking for help? Is there someone here?" As after that, immediately he being meet up with a white tiger attacking him, as Izuku immediately before he being of course eaten by the tiger, he immediately transformed into Wrath. As after that, Wrath got hold of the mouth of the white tiger, and after that he said, "What the white tiger doing here? How the hell are you even here in the first place?" As Izuku just throwing the tiger away. And after that he said, "Damn it, I'm not having time for tigers." As after that the tiger just de-transformed, turning into Tori, as Tori said, "Oh, Izuku-kun, or the other one, what is this? It's kinda cute." As Izuku seeing in front of him this weird looking white and black haired girl that's smiling so much, as he said, you're that annoying girl that kissed me. Your fucking taste is gross. Let me tell you something, you asshole. Wrath is not in love with you, and you will never gonna get Wrath. Wrath is a lot better than you to even be with you, understand? And you are a villain. Wrath doesn't work with villains." As immediately Wrath going at Tori and going to slash her with his big right arm, as Tori immediately just dodging this into the left and got on the back of course Wrath. And after that she just right now above his back and said, "Oh really? Just show me how you really look. I mean, this transformation is so cute, but I want to see others." As she immediately just slashed his Paramatrix on Izuku's chest. The Paramatrix start getting a little bit weird, because things like this will gonna affect the Paramatrix so hard. It's not like the Omnitrix, it's not complete, of course, as the Paramatrix start shining with of course green light and some green lightning, as Izuku immediately being transformed into another transformation without his will. As when the black substance goes away, of course Tori see in front of her this creature with half red and half blue body with two heads, as Izuku, or the red part of Izuku's body right now, said, "So this is what Azimuth was talking about. It's kinda cold here. Can't we, increase the heat a little bit. Shut up, you asshole. Let's just destroy this girl already. Alright. Do you want me to start attack first or not? As after that, Tori seeing this weird creature, she said, "Ooh, this kinda gross, but at the same time so cool." As after that, both of the two parts immediately hold their hands together and throwing a fire/ice attack at Tori. Tori just jumping into the, of course, the right side, as she immediately her legs start to get frostbite and covered with ice as she tried to, of course, stand up. But before she managed to stand up, the creature, or the cold half of the Izuku body right now, throwing much more ice at her, turning her into ice, covering her with ice immediately. As after that, the fire part said, "I wanted to burn her." "Well, you should have burned her before I managed to turn her into ice. Now let's search for that asshole that looking like me." "You mean like me?" "I mean like us." As after that, both of them start running into the prison. As after that, Izuku going into one of the cells, as he immediately see in front of him, of course, himself with other couple of people, including, of course, the White Wolf and the other one, which is Soul and Tech, are outside, of course. As, of course, the Mr. Negative said, "I think that I got enough from you, asshole. Alright, see you around, Hawks." As he immediately throw a beam of negative energy on Hawks, killing him inside the cell. As the both of the sides said at the same time, "No! What have you done?" As Mr. Negative looking back, he see this weird looking creature, as he said, "Huh? And who are you?" As he looking at the symbol on his wrist and said, on his waist, as he said, "Huh, so you are me, right?" As Izuku immediately de-transformed and said, "Why are you doing this? You know we can do much more better than this, right? I know what's happening with you, but please just let us work together." As Mr. Negative said, "Of course, I doesn't have time for you. How about you get out of my way before I send you into the negative dimension?" As Izuku said, "Sorry, but I can't get out of your way. I need to stop you." As Mr. Negative said, "Oh, really? You need to stop me? And how are you planning to do that exactly?" As Izuku said, "I'm planning to do that by this." As Izuku, before he managed to press on the dial of the Parametrix, Mr. Negative immediately throw a beam of laser on Izuku's chest, as he's throwing him out of the prison after making Izuku go through a wall. As Izuku, after that, right now on the ground, start coughing some blood, as he said, "Damn it." As Mr. Negative come closer and said, "Do you really think that I will just gonna let you press on the dial?" "Well, maybe yes. I want to see how much stronger you can get. Show me how much stronger you can get. Give me a challenge." As Izuku immediately after that taking this chance and said he will gonna regret this, as he immediately pressed on the dial and transformed into Swamp Fire. As Izuku looking at himself and said, "What? Why did I transform into this? I wanted kryptonite." As Izuku said, What a stupid thing. You can't even work with your own powers. Such a stupid idiot." As he immediately holding his left hand and throw a negative energy blast on Izuku. Izuku immediately just jump into the left and throwing like a wave of red fire and himself, or Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative immediately dodging this into the right, as he taken out a gun and start shooting Izuku. Izuku immediately put his left hand into the ground, creating like a wall of wood in front of him. As after that said, "Well, I'll have to work with this, but why the hell there's a green and blue and things on me? What are these?" As after that, he just take one of the weird balls on his right arm, as he said, "Are these supposed to be some sort of an explosion thing?" As after that, Izuku seeing Mr. Negative going at him, as he immediately just throw it in front of him, as immediately the ball smashed into the face of Mr. Negative, throwing him away, and starts shaking the whole prison into part. As Izuku said, "Whoa, Now that's cool. Well, let's see what the green one do, as Izuku just taken a green one and immediately after that he just thrown it into on Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative being immediately covered with lots of vines and wood that is so strong, as he start trying to move but he can't, as Izuku said, well, that's even better. How about, but before he managed to do anything else, Soul immediately jumped in front of Izuku and throwing one of his souls smash it into Izuku's chest, throwing him away, as the soul immediately after she throw Izuku away, Izuku being smashed into a wall, but the soul going inside of Izuku, as after that the soul immediately forcing Izuku to transform back into human. As Soul controlling the soul inside Izuku's body, he said, now you will gonna do everything I want. As after that Izuku started trying to move, but his soul is just controlling him, as before Izuku in his head said, damn it, I need to move, why can I move? Come on, move already. As after that Izuku parametric start going crazy up and down and start spinning, as after that a red light starts coming out of the, of course, the parametrics, as Izuku being forced to transform into a weird looking ghost like this, as Izuku looking on his hand and said, what the hell is this now? This is so horrible. I know that I had such a disturbing looking transformation, but this is a new level. As Soul said, how the hell? I can't control you. As Izuku said, I don't know. Anyways, let's see what this new bad boy can do. As Izuku immediately going at Soul, but Soul throwing one of his souls on Izuku. Izuku immediately dodging into the left and going into Soul body, but after that, once he got inside his body, Soul starts, trying to take Izuku out of his body, as he managed to actually do that, being the one that able to control souls, as Soul said, you can't control someone that he's controlling you. As Izuku said, anyways, let's see. As after that, Izuku looking back, he see, of course, the unconscious body of Shinra, as he go inside of it and control it, as Izuku inside the body of Shinra said, well, let's see what can we do now. But before that happened, she, of course, Mr. Negative immediately said, alright, that's enough, Soul, let's get out of here. Ben, take all the inner demons and let's get out. As Ben do that, and immediately, of course, Mr. Negative said, well, myself, it's nice to meet you, but I think it's time to leave. As immediately after that, he just smashing his hand downwards, creating like a big shockwave of negative energy, throwing Izuku that right now inside Shinra body away. And after he taking Tori out of the ice, and Tech immediately go with Mr. Negative. All the inner demons has get out. Some of them has been captured and some others were getting out of the prison. Of course, Hawks was killing inside this incident, as Izuku just right now inside the body of course, Shinra, and said, damn it, I was about to capture him, but Izuku immediately looking back, he see Endeavor holding his hand about to shoot the flames on Izuku, as Izuku said, wait, I'm controlling him, don't shoot, as Endeavor stopped and said, who are you? As after that, Izuku just go out of the unconscious body of Shinra, and Endeavor seeing this ghost in front of him, he said, you were much more beautiful in that body, as Izuku said, sorry, as he immediately de-transformed. As All Might said, young Midoriya, what's happened? As Izuku explained that Mr. Negative has run away and everything, and that Hawks was killed inside the incident. As, of course, All Might said, damn it, but good job, we managed to capture a couple of inner demons and managed to get one of the main threats, Shinra, as they just look on the unconscious body of Shinra, and after that, everyone just go back into UA. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell them what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.